All right,
it.
I'm going to do it, and you'll see me when I'm on the cruise, 5 pounds less, do to her.
You heard it.
Okay.
We're all going to wait to see it.
So that's what it is. Now, how does it work? So you've
Okay.
got lots of pieces here. The workouts, how does it work?
Yeah, so, okay. Let's start with the nutrition, because I feel like I get asked a lot of questions about the container system.
Okay.
People see them, and the first thought is, those are really small, I'm going to starve.
Right.
It's not a starvation diet at all. It's healthy portion control. You do get to fill those containers, most of them, more than once a day. So what it is when you first...
Do you have to level them off, or can you kind of heap it?
No heaping. You need to make sure that
I've been to a salad bar where I can get like the mountain.
You need to make sure you can put the lid on. That would be the true test. Is
All right, I'm going to
if you-
change my strategy.
Yes, if you can
Okay.
put that lid on there. But what it is in the beginning of the book that you get that explains how to use it, there's a formula. So what you're going to do is you're going to use this formula one time. You're going to calculate it. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you a calorie bucket that, between 12 to 1400, 15 to 18, it's like that. Now, that's the only time you ever have to think about calories, because once you have that information, you're going to find your calorie bucket in the book, and it's going to tell you, this is how many green containers a day you get. This is how many red containers. This is how many purple containers.
That's great. So it's not that I only get to eat what fits in that. I may be able to
Exactly.
get 3 yellows or 3 reds.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Fantastic.
And I'm not telling you, you have to put this and only this into the container. You get to design your own meals throughout the day. So I'm not saying, oh, for breakfast you have to eat a purple container or you have to eat a yellow. You can divide those up throughout the day however you see fit.
So it's like a rainbow.
It is a
all
rainbow,
day long.
all day long.
Fantastic.
Taste the rainbow.
Well, let's jump in a little bit. Let's talk about these containers
Yes.
for a second. So I see, we'll save the blue one for
Okay.
later.
Yes.
Okay. But I got green, purple, red, yellow, orange, and blue. And can I just say, it's a good thing that I am doing this interview and not Jeff Hill, because he's colorblind.
Oh, that
and
would be
it would have just stopped right there. He would have just said, I see 6 red containers there. So what goes in each one?
So
Give me an example.
general, and there's a list again in the book of things that you could put in each container. But in general, your vegetables are going to go in the green.
Okay.
Your carbohydrates, like sweet potatoes, oatmeal, things like that, are going to go in the yellow.
Okay.
Your protein is going to go in the red.
Okay.
The purple is mostly fruit.
Okay.
The blue is going to be mostly healthy, like fats, like dairy and that sort of thing, and nuts. And then the orange is going to be salad dressing and seeds.
Okay. So those are actually, individually they look not huge.
Right.
But if I were to make a salad or something and combine all of those things and throw them
Exactly.
into one, it'd be a nice sized salad.
It is.
So
It's more than you think, actually. A lot of people, when they were starting on it, test group people, were actually saying, it's more food than I can eat, because they're not used to eating nutrient-rich food, calorie-dense food. That's the difference. So when you're eating, fast food and you eat a burger and fries, you've had your calories for the day. But when you're eating healthy food, you get so much more of it.
right, it feeds you.
Yes.
So tell me, when you started the test groups and we handed people these containers, and the first day back after using the containers, or first couple days, did you get a lot of complaints? I mean, was it an adjustment that people had to make in terms of saying wow, I didn't realize I was eating that much, or I'm starving, or what? What were you hearing?
I wasn't getting complaints per se. I was definitely getting a lot of feedback on it, and most of it was, like I said, more of, oh, I didn't realize I could eat this much. Because when you're not eating the right foods, you think, oh, I can't have anything else for the day. I had a burger, or I can't have anything else. I had a slice of pizza. When you're eating healthy foods, you get more of it. So that was definitely one thing I was getting, was a lot of people saying, oh, it's way more than I thought. When you hand out the containers, the first thing you get is, I'm gonna starve, these are so small. But then the second you start using them, you quickly realize that's not the case.
Yeah, and so I know we're going to take some questions a little bit later, but I know the burning question, because I've heard you mention this a few times, is that you can sneak in some wine now and then. Now,
Yes, you
which
can.
is this the container for?
Just mine.
Just your container.
Just
I
my
see.
container for wine.
But
No. Wine is equivalent to one yellow container, and we get
one yellow container.
Now, you're not going to pour the wine into this yellow container.
Oh.
You actually are going to use your shaker cup,
Okay,
and there's a line on the cup that tells you where your pour is.
I see.
So what you would do is measure it in here and then pour it into your wine glass, and it actually is going to, unless you're using a monstrous goblet,
Yeah.
it's going to fill up a nice wine
And
glass.
what you said was like 4 ounces. That's pretty good. That's a glass of wine.
It's a glass of wine. It's what
Yeah.
you would get poured at a restaurant.
Actually, I'm a lightweight. That's all I can take
He's like,
before
"I'm
I get
done. I'm
tipsy
out of it."
anyway. And I don't want my wife to take advantage of me, so
Uh-oh.
I gotta keep my wits about me. So great. So that's the eating.
Yes.
And again, not to be scared because my calorie intake might be different than yours.
Absolutely.
And so I might get a slightly different
Ratio of how many times you're
of
gonna
what
use
I
those.
get of each, but definitely simple, and that's the key,
Yes.
right? And that's how we keep it on. It's interesting. I know a lot of people, my wife, for example, when my wife tries to watch her diet, she's one of these people that, she follows a recipe and she has to measure everything, and it's exhausting for her. It's too much. And so I can totally see how something like this would just be great for her. I mean, I don't have to worry about measuring or weighing.
Yeah.
It just
Nobody wants to sit there and pull out scales and pull out things and do I have the right teaspoon or the right tablespoon, or is this many ounces or that many ounces? It's not about that. It's just, if it fits in there, I've already done that for you. I've taken that guesswork out. If it fits in there, you can have it.
And these containers, I know that the product development team did a lot of work to make sure, these are not just kind of flimsy
No.
containers. These are
Microwave safe,
microwave safe.
also dishwasher safe on the top shelf.
But I hear that all the time about top shelf in the microwave, in the dishwasher. Like, what do you suppose goes on that bottom shelf?
I think it's because it's closer to the hot water and it can melt it more.
I thought maybe those big
Don't
plates were a little
quote
feisty
me.
or something, but
They were in the way.
it's like going into a neighborhood and they say, you can go here, but
Don't go
to the bottom shelf because things get rough over
Dangerous.
there. So great. So that's great. Diet, simple, and what's also great is that you're not stuck to a recipe plan, right? So what you like to eat,
Yes.
the things that you like, you fit it into there and it'll work.
Yes.
So even if you're a vegetarian or a vegan,
It works. It's in there for you. We have options for vegetarians and vegans as well. And we have provided some recipes in the book, but they're just there in case maybe you're not a chef, and you're wondering what you can make to kind of spice it up and have a little fun with it.
yeah. And the great thing is that this little red protein one, it's not so big because if I had to eat tempeh, that's about all I can do.
Yes.
So that's
Exactly.
That's perfect. So okay, so that's the eating part. Let's talk about the workouts.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me what's going on with our workouts.
Like I said, they're 30-minute workouts. It is designed so that you have to do it 7 days a week for 3 weeks, so 21 days. And every single day is different. And I think that's what's going to keep people really interested, so that you don't get bored, you don't plateau, you keep your body guessing. But we have cardio, we have lower body, upper body cardio with weights, Pilates, yoga, and Dirty 30.